Hey, hey guys, good afternoon. This is Keith Bless. And even though I shouldn't be out here probably, I'm on my front porch in the middle of a thunderstorm. You might see some lightning or hear some thunder, but something just happened. Oh, there was some lightning. And I wanted to share it with you. It's right around the corner. It was right around the corner. We had to cut down a tree in our yard. It was it's the middle of July, and I'm still getting no leaves, no flowers, really no signs of life on this thing. And I pushed a couple of branches, and they just you could tell they just wanted to. The tree was done. So I chopped it down with an axe. It wasn't that big, and because it was in such poor health, probably it was pretty easy to cut down. So when it's on its side, I started cutting up pieces of it and using little trimmers to basically make kindling for, we can use that in the fireplace for the, in future winters to get fires going. And then I went to kind of get to the bigger pieces. Well, I couldn't get my chainsaw to start. I don't know why. I'm not a small engine guy. It's one of those things, if I could get it to start, this job would probably take me 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, it's just not that big of a tree. But I couldn't get it to start. And I thought, well, what the heck? I have this little hand saw, like a little carpentry saw. I'll just use that. Well, I started using it for a bit, and it didn't take long for me to realize, this is ridiculous. This is going to take me too long to get the little bit of benefit that I'm going to get out of it. So I'm either going to find a way to get the chainsaw to start by showing it to somebody who might know what they're looking at, or I might just borrow one because I hardly ever use it. And I was reminded of that, I think it's Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I think the seventh one, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong, was that highly effective people take time to stop and sharpen the saw. And of course that's based on that old parable, if you will, of the two woodsmen who were having a contest, and one was a big, burly lumberjack-looking guy, and he's super strong, and he was up against this kind of undersized lumberjack. So they had this contest to see who could cut down the most trees, and the big burly lumberjack's just wailing away, and he looks so impressive, and he's taking all this effort, and the little guy doesn't seem to be doing as much, and in fact he stops every so often to sharpen his axe. And they're thinking, as they look at the efforts and basically the giftings of these two different people, this little lumberjack has no chance. Well, after the certain time is up, they count how many trees they've chopped down, and sure enough, it's the undersized guy who stopped to sharpen his saw every now and then that won the contest. So that concept has been around, and I've heard it before. This was a real-life example of me literally taking a handsaw that I must confess actually had some rust on it. I doubt it's really that sharp. And me realizing in not much time that this is ridiculous. This is a really foolish use of my time. I can leverage my time in better ways than to do what I'm doing right now. Big roll of thunder there. So think about that in your marketing. I was thinking one of the things that I I'm still not as strong at as I would like to be, and I remember when I didn't do anything at all, is sort of tracking results, in my marketing and advertising. What's really bringing the results? Because I'm a believer that the 80-20 rule applies there, and you'll probably find that 80% of your results do come from 20% of your effort, and then you even wonder, is that other 80% even worth it if I'm only getting 20% out of it? When you see really, really skilled marketers and skilled internet marketers, you get the idea that at some point in their career, they burnt the midnight oil, they were up all the time, they were working every spare minute that they could, but that they're not in that position anymore. And it's not just that the money is there that they're not in that position anymore, but that they've tracked things so well and they know it's actually worth their time and effort. So I want you to think about that. Think about ways that you can maximize your time, effort, resources. Find some ways to measure that. There's some resources with things that I present to you, kind of included by the company or included by the program, that can help you with that. And it keeps us from trying to chop down a tree. If we're good in that area, if we learn to measure things well and make better decisions, and we seek out our sponsors or other leaders or people we trust to discuss what is the best use of my time and effort. Not to whine about things, not to complain about things, but to actually have like strategic discussions about what would be the best thing to do. That's where we want to be. So again, the companies and the opportunities that I present to you have resources along those lines, but I don't want any of us to be trying to chop down a tree with an axe that isn't sharp enough. And I don't want you, like I was, on the side of your house, figuratively, cutting away a tree with a dull handsaw. If you're going to do it for a little while, at least realize this isn't the best use of my time. There's probably a better way I can do this. If you found this video somehow and you're not on my email subscribers list yet, you need to fix that. I'll put some information around this video, how you can get in touch with me, how you can get more information from me. And if you have been on my list and you've been receiving my content and we're not working together yet, well, let's get started, okay? Let's get started. And if you've been working with me and you're not quite seeing the results that you're looking for, then let's see if we can figure out a way to sharpen the saw a little bit. Maybe there's some things we can do differently that can help you to be more efficient with your time and your effort and your resources. I appreciate you guys. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if we need to get to work, let's do it. All right? I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna come in out from other. Well, I'm not in the rain, but you know what I mean. I'm going back inside. I'll talk to you later. Bye.